Okay, Cal B here. We're going to be doing an update on the Yamaha THR10c. Going to go into more detail as to what it can do. Going to be having a look at it when it's hooked onto your computer and as well as just on its own. Be right back. Okay, the Yamaha THR10c is made for the blues, so I'm going to do a little B pentatonic here while the backing track plays. That's under deluxe. And now we're going to move over to Class A. Now we're going to go over to the US Blues. Alright, now we're going to the British Blues. Notice the drop in sound. Now over to Mini. Alright, and now, bass. Using a guitar still, folks. Over to acoustic. All the way over to flat. Back to my favorite. Okay, everybody, this is the Yamaha library, and it's also called the THR editor. On here I can do much more than what I can do on the amp itself. There's more fine tuning going on, and there's also 24 or 25 different presets I can use. So I'm going to demonstrate a few of them, but basically it'll just show you like what we can do for different things. You can choose whichever amp you want using your clicker, your mouse I should say. Get the compressor on, turn it into a rack one, or whatever you want to do, or stomp. Alright, we are going to start with the Deluxe, and we're going to put a compressor on it, and you're going to hear my TE20HH again. Now let's take the compressor off completely, and so not terribly loud. So let's turn that up just a touch. Get a little more. Alright, now if I want to throw on the chorus and make it go a little crazy, alright, so let's get rid of that. Put on Flanger, which is another one of our favorite weirdo ones, and overdo it again, just to overemphasize it. Alright, now let's go back to our effects. Go to trim, and again we're just gonna go crazy with it, just to turn it up and just see what it does. That's a bit much. Okay, let's put it about 7. I guess that's what you call a nice fart effect, eh? Okay, put the phaser in. We'll just leave the phaser where it is. Alright, let's get rid of that effect. And remember too, guys, this like, these effects, it's like, that's just on the one setting on Deluxe. There's all the other settings to go through. You know, and I'm not gonna really do that, but let's go for our tape echo. Alright, I'm liking a little bit more. Fun there. Okay, let's throw on that plate reverb. You can hear that, can't you, eh? And now we'll go into a room, leave it as it is. That sounds like an empty room to me. Back to plate. Go to hall now. And lastly, It's time for spring. Spring! And we'll turn that up just a bit, just to emphasize it. Alright, so as you can hear, there's a lot of different stuff. Here's our gate. The other thing too is up on the very top you get a choice of different cabs. So let's see if that changes the sound. I'm going to go to California 1x12. I'm going to keep everything as it is. Alright, now we're going to go quickly. Boutique 2x12. Again, American 1x12. That one was an audible difference. Boutique 1x12. Fuller. Now the last one is a Yamaha 2x12. What does that sound like? Alright, that's just a few of the features. Now, there are choices like single coil chicken. And so I hit single coil chicken, and this is what it sounds like with my humbuckered thing, my humbuckered telly. Go to rockabilly. Doesn't really push out a lot. British blues rhythm. British blues lead. And 1968, it says UK riff on it. Crispy single lead. Flanging arpeggio. I don't do arpeggios. Okay, this one's called Open Mind, whatever this is. So, as you can see, tons and tons of different stuff you can do with the Yamaha THR10. You download this editor from Yamaha, and it hooks up quickly and easily via the back port on the amp, and that back port has basically it's a printer connection, and I'm going to show you that right now. As it looks just like this on the back there, and it just hooks up into your computer just like the printer does, and it's very simple and easy to use. Okay, so that's that's a more of an in-depth look at what you can do with your Yamaha THR10. Now there are 4 speakers inside it. There are 2 3-inch speakers and 2 1-inch speakers that give it the full sound. The lights inside are fake tubes. It's just for ambiance, and let's face it, ambiance counts. The other thing about it is it is discontinued. The THR10c is discontinued, as well as their 10X model, which is more of a heavy metal one. Now the reason I'm showing it off is also because on the used market you can pick these up for $200 Canadian or even less. Now that's a really good deal for an amp with this much versatility, and also this many different sounds you can get out of it, and you can use a bass through it. It sounds fine. You've heard it through before. I'll put in a link to my Sawtooth bass after 6 months review. And yeah, that's about it. This is quite the amplifier. You can get it used. It's really worth it getting it used. Try not to get the first year, because they had a power supply problem which caused noise. After the first year, they fixed that. Also, the next thing you can get with the one that's slightly newer than my model is Bluetooth, which means you can get that editor through your phone, and you could do everything through your phone, which is quite handy. All right, one last thing to show about the THR10 is this little function. One second. And this little function is on the auxiliary. Where I can bring up stuff like the August podcast of Mr. John Robson and play it through the amp, which is what I do every month. Okay, that's enough. I don't want to get any copyright trouble. Right, John? Okay. That's it for now. And that's it for me and for Rocko. And we'll see you next time. So folks, be happy. Simply be happy.